Hello and welcome to another episode of All Sports Takes, where today we're going to be continuing our college football predictions. We, if you, our audience recalls, predicted the first round of the college football playoff, the actual real playoff. John, Miami upsetting Ohio State.
Yeah,
What were your thoughts on that?
I was just a crazy game. Personally, I was happy to see Ohio State lose. Didn't really want to see them go any further. And I think Miami is just a more exciting team to watch than Ohio State personally. So I was excited. I was glad for Miami to see them win, and it was a good game. So
As a Michigan fan, I hate Ohio State, so I was really happy about that. Miami, man, they looked scary. That defense, Bain Jr. on the edge, he looks nice. Hopefully, an addition for my Bengals. We neither of us predicted this game, but I don't think most of the general public predicted this game, so I don't feel too bad
yeah,
about that. Next game, John, you got it correct. You picked Oregon, whereas I picked Texas Tech. Oregon blew out Texas Tech. And when I was predicting this game, I kind of was talking through it. And my logic was that this Texas Tech defense is so good, and I think it was just going to take them to the next edge. Um, when I said that, of course, I thought that Texas Tech was going to score some points. Because realistically, all they needed to do was pretty much score like 17 points, and they would have had a chance to win this game, John. They scored 0 points. The offense looked terrible. The defense played better than what I thought they were going to play. Yeah. Any thoughts, John?
knew it.
Knew it. Alabama,
Got
Alabama
Ooh,
in a Rose Bowl versus Indiana.
got
Indiana,
smacked.
38-3. Fernando Mendoza, what a guy. Felt great to see Indiana smack Alabama. Alabama has lost in the Rose Bowl 2 years now, in the past three. Um, yeah, this felt good. It's good for the Big Ten. I really like this win. Alabama was pretty fraudulent, I think. Um,
Yeah,
we
uh,
both had Indiana in this one. Yeah. And then the best game of the week, one that I was, it was back and forth. I love my boy Trinidad Chambliss, John. What a guy. Hottie toddy, Ole Miss Rebels, baby. I predicted the Ole Miss Rebels to beat the Georgia Bulldogs. And I was very happy with this pick. I was very happy that Ole Miss pulled it out. I'm a big Ole Miss supporter. Uh, John, thoughts on this game?
just a crazy game. Watching this game just back and forth. An all-time game of the season for sure. One of the best of the season. Such a crazy game. Yeah, I was happy to see Ole Miss win. I didn't really care who won the game. I was just like see a good game being played on TV, and Andrew picked it right. Good pick for him. But I do think Ole Miss is a dangerous team heading into these final games of the season.
Gunnar Stockton played a great game. It was kind of sad that it wasn't enough, but at the end of the day, I was happy that Trinidad Chambliss, he was a former D2 national champion. Now he's in D1. Let's see if he can go D2 to D1 in back-to-back years for the national championship. Fun fact, where he went to Division Two school, it's pretty close to me, John. Ferris State, which is in Michigan. This guy
Hmm.
went to high school in Michigan. Fun fact. Got some question marks for University of Michigan why we're not recruiting him, but just throwing it out there. I know we got Bryce, but you know, Chambers is the real deal. Anyway, John, we have two bowl games. Two bowl games that I think many people are excited for. I'm excited for both of these games. I think both of them are going to be competitive. The Fiesta Bowl versus the Peach Bowl. John, let's start with the Fiesta Bowl, which is Miami versus Ole Miss. Who do you got in this one?
Well, both of these teams coming off an upset win. I think it's going to be a really good game, just like their previous games. But I strongly believe that Ole Miss will win this game. I just don't think Carson Beck is good enough. I think the Ole Miss offense is just too good. I think to be able to outscore Miami. I know Miami's defense did play really well last game, but I just think the Ole Miss offense, as Andrew said, is too good. I think they'll overpower Miami, and I don't see Miami winning in a shootout. So I'm gonna take Ole Miss here, 36-25 to get the win.
Miami is favored to win this one, John. They're favored -3.5. And it's for good reason. Because when you beat Ohio State and when you beat them in a really dominant fashion, like they kind of did, John, you should be favored in any
Yeah,
game because a lot of people had Ohio State winning the Natty. Now, Miami. let's talk about this team for a second, John, because they are a really good team. They have won 6 games and they're undefeated against ranked teams this year, John. They had 2 losses, Louisville and Florida. Sorry, Louisville and SMU, which are like really bad losses. But I mean, John, when they need to get it done against tough teams, they get it done.
They do.
I love this Ole Miss team, though, John. And
I,
I'm really don't know who to pick in this one because I think if it was Ole Miss versus Ohio State, I'm picking Ole Miss, right? And I'll pick it 100% of the time because I hate Ohio State. But this Miami team, John, they are a solid, real solid team. I could see them blowing out Ole Miss in this game. With that being said, Ole Miss dominant victory against Georgia. A lot of people had Georgia going to Manatee, and Ole Miss could not be stopped. I like that happening again. I think Ole Miss is going to win this one 27-24. At least that's what I'm hoping happens. I want Ole Miss to win the Natty personally. Oregon, Indiana, John. This is a big game, Big Ten. If you recall, the last time these two teams played, Indiana pulled it out. They ended up winning by 10 points. Who do you got in this one?
yeah, I think this is a pretty easy pick. I'm just gonna go with Indiana here. I mean, they look so good against Alabama, just straight BTA. I mean, couldn't have looked better. Oregon, did come off a big win against Texas Tech, but I think Indiana will beat this team twice. They were able to handle them um, earlier this year, and I think they'll be able to handle them this year. I think Fernando Mendoza is just too good, and I think Indiana's just too dominant. Will just overpower Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about coaching in this game. I think Indiana and Oregon have some of the best coaches in college football. But to me, no coach is better than Kurt Cignetti and what he has done for this program, how he's been coaching. If Indiana's coming off a 38-3 win against Alabama, there's no way they're losing this game, John. Simple as
Yeah,
that. I mean, it is just simple as that. Moreover, Indiana has, I mean, John, you like this, you like to say if a team is, when a team plays twice in one season, you usually pick for a
yeah.
split. But Indiana went into Eugene, Oregon, and they beat Oregon. They went into Eugene, Oregon, and they beat Oregon at home. Oregon's only loss of the season by double digits. To me, Indiana is the most dominant team in college football. I don't see anyone beating them. Give me Indiana. I'm gonna say 31-27, though. It's gonna be a lot closer this time.
All right.
Well, there you go. Those are our college football predictions. John, if you had Ole Miss versus Indiana in the final right now, who are you picking?
Take Indiana. I just think they're too dominant. I
Yeah,
generally couldn't see them losing.
I don't. You'd be a crazy man to bet against Indiana. Now, if it was Miami, Indiana, and Miami played another great game like they did against Ohio State, we might be talking about a different scoreline for me. But the way everything falls right now, Indiana's the most consistent, most dominant team. I'm not betting against Kurt Cignetti. With that, that will conclude our episode of the college football playoff predictions, and we will see you in the next one.